So we're going to talk today about return strategy and technique in doubles. And we're going to look at Demi Schuurs, who I've talked about previously on the podcast episode with her coach, Jared Jacobs, about how good her returns are. So we're going to take a look at that today. If you want to listen to that episode of the podcast, I'll link to it below this video. But there are three things that she does really well. She really checks all the boxes for an effective return in doubles. She takes away your time, she can return with depth, and she applies pressure. So I'm going to illustrate that with several points here from the Canadian Open. So you can see in this first point, she rips a cross-court return backhand just past Julie Schuurs here at the net. Now if we go back a little bit, you can see Demi starts before the toss. You can see she's behind the baseline here. And then she starts to creep forward as the toss goes up. So she's taking a couple of steps. And then she goes into her split step as the server makes contact. And you can see she's making contact with the return well inside the baseline. So she's moved several feet from behind the baseline to inside the baseline to make contact here. And she just takes away the serve team's time. So this is a really effective strategy. Just step forward a lot against both the I formation like you see here and against any sort of aggressive net player. If you can step forward, you can really neutralize them and take away their time. And in this case, Julie Schuurs actually she's left-handed, so she has a forehand volley where this return crosses, but she just has no time to react and get to that ball. If Demi had made contact further back from behind the baseline, this would have been an easy forehand volley for Julie. But because she makes contact so far forward, Julie's not able to poach on this cross-court return. So again, number one, Demi does a really good job of taking away time. So in this next video, you'll see she uses time and depth really well. So you can see where that return lands there, really deep in the court. In this case, again, if we play this all the way back from the beginning, you get a little bit better look here at where Demi starts. So she starts from a couple feet behind the baseline. And then as the server goes into her motion, her split step is probably a foot or so inside the baseline. And she's still leaning forward. She takes another mini step there and makes contact way out in front here. So she's moved from behind the baseline probably 4 to 6 feet forward to where she's actually making contact. So again, that's taking away time from the net player here. But the key here on this return is just depth. She immediately puts the server on her heels. For any time you're playing against a server who serves and stays back, returning with depth is really crucial. And Demi is able to step forward and return with depth here so that the server's partner has no time to poach on that ball either. So this is a combination of taking away time and returning with depth. She gets the server on her heels and forces a serve +1 error there. And then this last point, Demi does a really good job of applying pressure. So she returns and volleys probably better than anyone on the WTA Tour. And this return doesn't land particularly deep, but it is to the opponent's backhand, and she can feel Demi coming in. So as she sets up for this backhand, she knows Demi Schuurs has some of the best hands in the world in terms of doubles, and you want to avoid giving her too many volleys. So she tries to redirect this down the line and dumps it in the net. So Demi does a really good job of applying pressure there, even when the return is not super deep in the court. But she got the direction right here by getting it to the opponent's backhand. So again, the three things here we want to focus on is taking away time, which totally neutralizes the opposing net player. Returning with depth is really key against players who serve and stay back. And then moving forward after your return, definitely adding the return and volley to your game. It can be very effective against certain types of players and teams, and that will apply even more pressure to that server on their serve +1 ground stroke. If you want to become a smarter doubles player and start winning more matches, then join the Tennis Tribe Doubles Strategy newsletter. Every single Thursday, I'll send you a new doubles tip or tactic that you can use in your very next match. And when you join, you're going to get a free guide on how to play with more confidence and start dominating at the net in doubles. My name's Will, I'm the founder of the Tennis Tribe, and over the last 5 years, I've worked with players at every level of the game, from USTA 3.0 players all the way to Division I college programs, as well as some of the top 10 doubles players in the world. And on Thursdays, with this strategy newsletter, I share that knowledge and advice that I've gained over the years with you. So to sign up, you can go to thetennistribe.com. And again, you'll get that free net play guide when you join.